Hello and welcome to another segment of Cooking with Bakhita. Joining us today are the Papandrea family, a former student of mine, Brendan Papandrea, Mickie Papandrea, and Christopher Papandrea. Today we're going to be making a recipe that is the perfect cap to a delicious meal. And this is going to be our banana bread with chocolate chips. Can't wait to try it.
Okay, what we have here, first of all, we're going to start mixing. We're going to do the dry ingredients in one bowl and we'll do the wet ingredients in another bowl and then mix them together. Okay, right here we have 1 cup of sugar. We have half a cup of vegetable oil, 2 cups of flour, and half a cup of milk. And you can use 80 milk, whether it's skim milk, 2%, whole milk, whichever one you like. And also we have 2 tablespoons of baking soda and 2 tablespoons of baking powder.
So at this time, do we just take all the ingredients and just throw them in a bowl and mix them together?
Now what we're going to do first is take all the dry ingredients and put it in a bowl, mix that together. And then we're going to take the wet ingredients in a separate bowl, mix that together, and then we mix the two of them together.
Okay.
It's just that it mixes up better that way.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're going to start off with the baking powder, and we're going to put that in this bowl. All of it in. Great. And then we're going to take the baking soda, put that in. Perfect. And then we're going to take the sugar, and we're going to pour all that in. And then we're going to take also the flour and pour all of that in as well. So at this point, we're going to take a whisk and just mix that together so that it's all mixed up.
And I noticed that you're constantly turning the bowl just to make sure there's evenness with the...
So it's all evenly mixed, yes.
Okay.
I find if you keep it in one spot, you're just going to get the center of it. You're not going to get around it.
Okay.
Okay. So that should be good enough for the dry ingredients. Then we're going to take our wet, and we're going to take the half a cup of oil and place that.
Oh God, oh, sorry.
And then we're going to take the half a cup of milk and put that in there. So we're just going to mix the milk and oil together like so. Just a quick mix. And at this point, we're going to put our 2 eggs in as well. And we're going to whisk that together really good. Okay, then we're going to take our bananas, and we're using 3 full bananas.
Does it matter how ripe they are, or should we try to
No.
get them? Okay.
It really doesn't. You want them to be as ripe as possible.
Okay.
You don't want them to be green and tough. So
Okay.
you want to be able to mash them.
Nice and soft.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're going to just cut in pieces so easier to mash. I find this is a great recipe if you have bananas sitting on your counter that nobody's eaten and they've gotten a little brown, and I know a lot of kids don't like to eat
Yeah.
bananas when they're brown. The best thing to do is use them for banana bread.
Awesome. Cuts down on waste.
Yes, it does. And I find that the kids will eat it and they get their fruit in there. There we go. So we cut those pieces in there. So then we're going to take our masher and mash them up. And we want to try and get them as mashed as we possibly can, so that there's not too many chunks in there.
Okay. So we don't even want to recognize the bananas. We want want?
No, we want it as mushy as possible.
Okay.
So then we will take that and put it in our big bowl with our egg, oil, and milk. And get that mixing, just a whisk. Then we're gonna take our dry ingredients and slowly, if you guys could, a little bit at a time.
Oh, so you're
slowly.
whisking as you pour?
Yes.
Okay.
Pour that in. There we go. There we go. And we're gonna get that like a mix. And just put in a touch of milk,
Okay.
just to soften it up a little bit more. And I just pour in a little bit like that. There we go. There. So once you see that it's completely batter and you don't see any flour and everything thoroughly mixed, at this point we're going to go over and preheat our oven, and we're going to preheat it at 350. There we go. And at this point, we have one other ingredient, and this is optional. We can add in some chocolate chips to make it a little bit more sweeter.
And how many chocolate chips would you say we have in there? About a cup or?
Here we have about a cup, but you don't have to use a cup. It depends on how sweet you want it,
Okay.
how chocolately you want it.
Okay.
So it all depends on your taste. So if you guys want to take some, don't pour the whole thing in, but let's pour just a little bit in, just to give it some chocolate flavor. There we go. Perfect.
Remember, this step is optional.
And we could just mix that in there. There we go. So now we're going to use a loaf pan to pour it into. And you don't need to grease this or anything. You simply just pour the batter all in there.
So it looks like you just keep one steady motion in one place and it does its own. It just
And
spreads
it
out on
just
its own.
spreads out on its own. So you just want a spoon just to scoop up some of the batter that doesn't quite pour out on its own. At this point, we're going to take our pan, and our oven is already preheated at 350. We're going to put that in, and that should be ready about 45 minutes from now. If you find that it's still a little soft in the center, you can leave it in for an extra 5 minutes.
And voila, there you have it. Delicious banana bread that I cannot wait to sample. Perhaps a piece, maybe two, maybe more. Brandon, what do you think?
I think it's a really great dish for you guys to try.
Awesome, can't wait to have it. I just want to say thank you to the Papandrea family, Mickie, Christopher, and Brandon for joining us for another segment of Cooking with Bakhita.